All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. Is Brock Purdy the league's MVP? We'll discuss that coming up next. But first, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Go see Damon and Mary, get the brisket chili. Tell them that Larry Krueger sent you. And of course, this video is also brought to you by Mojo Fantasy. I'm loving Mojo Fantasy. Use that link in the description. Use the promo code Krug at mojofantasy.com and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. All right. Is Brock Purdy the MVP of the NFL? I mean, that is an unbelievable question when you really think about it. We're talking about a guy who's a second-year quarterback who was drafted with the final pick in the draft in 2022. And here he is, December of 2023. And this guy is looking like the MVP of the league. All right, well, let's go with some of the arguments against him. The argument against Brock Purdy being an MVP is that he's got Shanahan and he's got weapons and, he's not doing it all himself. It's his surrounding cast that's lifting him up to an MVP status. And he actually doesn't belong, that it's really just Shanahan and all these great weapons. And that's what's making Brock look like an MVP. He leads the NFL in yards per attempt. He leads the NFL in completion percentage. So the old, dink and dunk, that ain't him, man. That's not him. He's driving the ball down the field and he's got the highest completion percentage. Nobody's driving the ball down the field more, and nobody's completed a higher percentage of their passes. So right there, that knocks out the, he's just throwing it underneath, and he's the benefit of Debo and Ayuk and McCaffrey. No, he's not. He's driving the ball down the field, and he has the highest completion percentage in the league while doing that. So of the 10 quarterbacks who have thrown at least 20 touchdowns, Purdy has the second fewest picks. He also leads the NFL in passer rating and is tied for the most passes of 40-plus yards. So it's not an underneath offense. He's driving it down the field, and he leads the league in passer rating. He's the betting favorite to win the MVP as of Monday after he beat the Eagles and then jumped Jalen Hurts, and in the process jumped Dak Prescott of the Cowboys as well. And he should. He's beaten both those guys and routed both their teams and put up big numbers, 40 on both of those teams. So it's amazing how we've gone from, is this guy legit? Can this guy start, to, is he going to win the MVP? Why isn't he in the MVP consideration? Mike Sando from The Athletic wrote a great piece, about talking about different arguments for and against Purdy. One of them is yards after the catch. And this is a popular argument against Purdy. So, Debo Samuel catches the ball and he catches it short, and then he runs 48 yards for a touchdown. And Purdy gets credit for those yards. But he's not the only quarterback to benefit from yards after the catch. On the season, 48.5% of Purdy's passing yards have happened after the catch. According to Sando, that's right on par with the past 10 MVP quarterbacks. The league average is 47%. Mahomes was at 54% last year. Brock's at 48.6% of his passing yards this season are coming from yards after the catch. That is less than each of the past 3 MVP winners. Last year, Mahomes, 54.3%. The year before that, Rodgers, 52.7% yards after the catch. Rodgers, the year before, he won the MVP also, 52.2%. Those are the past 3 MVPs and the percentage of yards after the catch that came from them. Purdy's at 48.6. He has fewer yards after the catch than Mahomes did when he won the MVP, than Rodgers did when he won the MVP, and that Rodgers did when he won the MVP prior to that. So that kind of takes that away. That's not a stat that you can lean on. And it's funny. I mean, the leader in EPA has been the MVP winner each year. Who leads the NFL in EPA per play at 0.38? Brock Purdy. Dak Prescott's second at 0.26. That's a huge, wide gap. So all these MVPs have led the NFL in EPA per play. Purdy leads the NFL in EPA per play by a wide margin. Purdy's also tops in the NFL in success rate at 57%, which is 4 percentage points ahead of Josh Allen. So not only is he generating the big plays, but he's keeping the Niner offense on schedule and ahead of schedule more times than not. So, it's it's the guy has played amazing football. There's no question about it. Look what he did on third downs against the Eagles in this last game. 3rd and 3, 3-yard pass to Kittle for a first down. 3rd and 1, 13-yard pass to Debo for a first down. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard pass to Brandon Ayuk for a touchdown. 3rd and 5, 18-yard pass to Juwan Jennings for a first down. 3rd and 3, 33-yard pass to CMC for a first down. 3rd and 7, the Eagles had just scored. It was 21-13. Place was going crazy. 3rd and 7, 10-yard pass to Ayuk on a comebacker for a first down. Niners stay on the field and drive for a touchdown. 3rd and 9, 8-yard pass to Jennings. And then McCaffrey eventually would convert on 4th and 1 on the next play. 3rd and 5, 18-yard touchdown pass to Jennings. He just threw away the defender. So after those first 2 drives against Philadelphia, Brock Purdy helped the Niners offense convert 7 of the next 8 third downs. And he did it on the road against the best team in the NFC. If that's not MVP worthy, I don't know what is. So, I mean, it's amazing. It's somewhat of a popularity contest. We'll see how the other quarterbacks get weighed in here. He's currently behind Dak in touchdown passes. And we'll see if Shanahan can dial up some more touchdowns down the stretch so he can overtake Dak. But he is behind Dak. Every MVP has had a great supporting cast. Joe Montana won the MVP. Every time he had great support around him. Steve Young won the MVP. He had great talent around him. It's like, you got to have great talent around you to put up great numbers for the most part. So he may not have the physical traits that some of these quarterbacks have, but he's got an unbelievable ability to process what he sees at the line of scrimmage. The ball comes out on time with accuracy. The guy throws with unbelievable anticipation. There's a lot of good defensive players in this league, a lot of great defensive coaches whose job's to shut this guy down, and they're unable to do so. So, to me, it's also, what do you do against the blitz under pressure? Against the blitz against Philly, he went 10 for 10 for 213 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a perfect passer rating of 158.3. So, I don't know. Yeah, you can point that he's got talent around him, and he does. You can point to the fact that he's got Shanahan, and he does. You can point that his defense is solid and helps him out and gives him the football back in some advantageous positions, and it's all true. But Brock Purdy, if you're just looking at all the different metrics and all the different numbers that are out there to evaluate quarterbacks, he is the MVP. The season's not over. There's more football to be played. But this guy has been the NFL's MVP. Will he get the hardware? I don't know. But what a story that would be. Mr. Irrelevant comes off the bench as a rookie for Jimmy Garoppolo in week 13, runs the table, wins 2 playoff games, gets knocked out of a playoff game, the third playoff game where he started, 4 for 4 or 3 for 3, whatever it was. So he can't play in that game. Niners lose. Comes back and leads the 49ers to an incredible season, goes into Philly, beats the Eagles, beats Philly putting up 40, beats Dallas putting up 40, and maybe wins the MVP. Wow. That would be something. But that's where we're at. Right now, who's your MVP? It's not Lamar. It's not Hurts. It's not A.J. Brown. It's not Mahomes. It's not Josh Allen. It's Brock freaking Purdy. And he deserves it. Right now, he deserves the MVP. Is it going to continue? I don't know. Is he going to finish fast? I don't know. He looks like he is. The guy, though, right now, by almost every meaningful quarterback metric, deserves the MVP. How about that? All right, thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krueger Show. And thanks to Mojo Fantasy for sponsoring this video. And thanks to all you guys for supporting the Krueger Show on YouTube.